Hello friends, welcome back to Agida. Let us continue with the problematic part. First, understand the given question. Okay, it seems like very lengthy question, right? And let us see how much the solution will be. The soil profile below a lake with a water level at elevation 0 meter and lake bottom elevation is minus 10. Okay, this is what they are given the lake profile. That means what is the lake water depth? 10 meters. Where the K is permeability. Okay, they are saying K is permeability. A piezometer installed in the sand layer shows a reading of plus 10 meter elevation. Now see, in the chapter vertical stress, we have discussed about the artesian pressure. So here, if you observe this, as silt is a impermeable material, the water may not seep through. So that's why what they are given, there is a artesian head. So that's why here they given under artesian pressure. So whatever is the head, if you keep a piezometer, if it is of free surface, it may rise up to plus 10 water level. Fine. The quantity of water flowing through into lake from the sand layer through the silty layer. So what they're asking, if water is flowing through lake, through silt and through sand, what is the discharge rate they are asking? If discharge rate, then use the formula K into I into A. Here the K value is given 10 power minus 6 meter per second. What about A? Did they mention anything about the cross-sectional area? Or you can observe here. Layer through per unit area of the bed. That means they're asking that consider A is equal to 1. So what about the difference? The difference is I is nothing but a H divided by. So what about the H? Nothing but a difference between the water levels. If I keep my piezometer just below the lake, up to where the water level will rise, up to the elevation 0. If I keep my piezometer in the sand, so up to where the water level will rise, up to the positive 10. So what is the difference between these two water levels? Difference between the piezometer. From here to here, it is nothing but a 10 meters. So that will be equal to 10 meters divided by, what is the length of the specimen? From here to here, what is the length of the specimen? Top is minus 10, bottom is minus 30. So what is the length? It is nothing but a 20 meter. So 10 divided by 20, that will be equal to 0.5 meter. Then what about the discharge Q? K is given as how much? 10 power minus 6 into A value is given as 0.5 into, let us consider it as a 1 meter square. That's it. Then what is the answer? 0.5 into 10 to the power of minus 6 meter cube per second. What is the correct option? D. And tell me, the problem is very little bit by saying it very much written here, but the simple answer is K into I. So here the problem is, you should know head loss is nothing but a 10 meter. The answer is entirely depending upon the how much head loss you will consider here. If you can identify that correctly, then your answer is correct. Then move on to the next question. A bed of sand consists of 3 horizontal layers of equal thickness. Okay, there is a bed and there are 3 horizontal equal layers, like horizontal equal 1, 2, 3. Imagine there are 3 different layers. What they are given? Darcy's scale for the upper and lower layers are, that means for the upper layer, what is the permeability they are given? 10 power minus 2 centimeters per second, and also for the bottom 1 into 10 power minus 2 centimeter per second. And for the middle layer, they are telling that it is a 10 power minus 1 centimeter per second. What they're asking? They're asking us to find the ratio of permeability of the bed in horizontal to the vertical. That means if the flow is happening through the horizontal direction, so what is the equivalent permeability? Similarly, if the flow is happening in the vertical direction, what is the equivalent permeability? They are asking us to find the ratio of them. So they are asking us to find the K horizontal. is equal to the K vertical. So before moving on to do the calculation, you have to write it down kh by kv. Why? Because in a hurry, there is a possibility that you can do kv by kh also. So for this type of problem, you just write down clearly what is the ratio you have to find out. So what is the horizontal layer? As you can find it out. Kh is nothing but a like K1 Z1. Here you are having 3 layers, so K2 Z2 plus K3 Z3 divided by Z1 plus Z2 plus Z3. And what they are saying? They are saying that 3 horizontal layers of equal thickness. Let us say that as they are talking about equal thickness, I am considering that the thickness is 1 centimeter each. So Z1 and Z2 and Z3 is equal to 1. That means K1 plus K2 plus K3 is how much, like 1 into 10 power minus 2 plus 10 power minus 1 plus 10 power minus 2 divided by 1 plus 1 plus 1, 3. If you solve this, we will get it as around 0.04. Similarly, what about vertical permeability? If you remember the formula, Z1 plus Z2 plus Z3 divided by Z1 divided by K1 plus Z2 divided by K2 plus Z3 divided by K3. And remember it like, see, if it is a horizontal, your formula also will be oriented along horizontal. If your vertical permeability, the formula is also oriented along the vertical. See, K1 Z1 horizontal 1 by 1, Z1 by K1 along vertical. So this is just a logic, so that will not commit mistake in the exam hall, which one we have to consider. So similarly, again Z1 plus Z2 plus Z3 equal, so 1 plus 1 plus 1, 3 divided by 1 divided by 10 power minus 2 plus 1 divided by 10 power minus 1 plus 1 divided by 10 power minus 2. If you solve this, we are getting it as 0.0142. What they're asking, they are asking us to find the ratio of horizontal to vertical. What is the horizontal value? 0.04. What is the vertical value? 0.0142. Then if you solve this, we'll make it the value around 2.8. So this is also just a formula-oriented approach. Okay, move on to the next question. And what they're giving? Due to the rise in temperature, the viscosity and unit weight of percolating fluid are reduced to 70% and 90%. Other things being constant, that reduced to given. Reduced to means if it is x, reduced to means 0.7x, isn't it? So how can I find out the change in permeability? As we know the formula, K is directly proportional to gamma W, inversely proportional to the mu. That implies, if I want the change, I will write down K2 divided by K1. Gamma W is directly proportional, so gamma W divided by gamma W1. Mu is inversely proportional, so mu1 divided by mu2. That will be equal to, let us say, K2 divided by K1. What is happening? Your unit weight is also decreased. If your unit weight is decreased, what about gamma W2? Gamma W2 is nothing but a 0.9 gamma W1 divided by gamma W1 into mu1 divided by, what about mu2? 0.7 times mu2. Then if you solve this, your K2 we will get it is around 1.2857 K1. And what they need? They need the change in permeability. So let us find out the percentage wise. So what is the percentage? K2 minus K1 divided by K1. So what about K2? Let us say it is around 1.28 minus 1.28 K1 minus K1 divided by K1. That's it. So much percentage? It is nearly equal to 0.28. That means the change in permeability is around 28%. Now you can, as you can understand, your K2 is more than the K1, we can say that your permeability is increased due to the increase in temperature. Move on to the, okay. This is what about some of the problems, and in the next video, let us see some more problems based on the permeability. Thank you.